All right, so this is a suggestion via Patreon. The name of the video is How Somali Pirates Make Money. Let's check it out.
Sponsored by Skillshare. The first 500 people to use the link in the description get their first
It's coming from the channel Polymatter.
2 months free. This is the TI Europe, one of the 4 largest ships in the world. And here's a banana for scale. At 380 meters long or 1,200 feet.
But where's the banana?
Here's a banana for scale. At 380 meters long
There's no banana,
or 1,200
guys.
feet, it's 41% long.
I'll never know how
Titanic,
big it is.
But still shorter than Titanic. In this business, efficiency is everything, and every dollar counts. A ship made with twice the steel has much more than twice the capacity, with roughly the same size crew. Bigger boats, therefore, cost only a little bit more, and yet make a lot more money. So here we are, with
Carry more
super
stuff.
tankers that can hold 3 million barrels of oil, which at today's going price makes the TI Europe a $174 million target for pirates. Last year, an attack was reported every other day in some of the busiest, most well-patrolled routes, like the Gulf of Aden, the Singapore Strait, and the coast of Malaysia. But these are not parrot-wearing,
Malaysia has pirates too?
sword-carrying outlaws.
Guys, I never heard of the Malaysian pirates. I now need to research this.
Today's pirates operate a carefully planned, well-executed business, with investors, a stock market, chain of command, and experienced negotiators.
Oh bro, this is a whole thing. Malaysian pirates. The world's most dangerous pirates in existence currently, apparently, guys.
Without the help of LinkedIn. And with profit margins of over 30%, even Apple should be jealous. Somalia is, by almost every metric, one of the hardest places to live on Earth. Its now 3-decade-long civil war has not only led to drought and famine, but also left the country without a unified central government. To the north are the
they're all over the
independent
place,
but
guys.
unrecognized states of Somaliland and Puntland. In the south, control is split between the federal government, based in the capital, Mogadishu, and large terrorist factions. This makes building infrastructure like schools and hospitals extremely difficult, which in turn makes building a formal economy nearly impossible.
Absolutely.
The result is a 55-year life expectancy, one of the lowest in the world, and a GDP that makes Ghana and Madagascar look rich. While next door Ethiopia makes money growing coffee, potatoes, and cereals, Somalia is not so lucky. Only 1.8% of its land is arable, compared to half of India, or 34% of Germany.
Listen, by the sounds of it, I don't know if you should stay in Somalia. I mean, obviously leave everything you know in Somalia, right? So you don't bring any of the nonsense anywhere else, guys. You know what I mean? But by the sounds of it, if your land isn't even, that means you can't make any food, bro. You can't grow anything. You're solely dependent on imports. That may not be a country you want to maintain. I mean, unless you're eating a lot of fish, maybe. I guess you can also grow meat, type of thing. Well, not grow meat. You get what I'm saying here, guys, right? But I'm sure meat or some type of fish could probably work. But that means there's nothing else in your diet. No, like fiber, no roughage, basically, guys. Yeah, bro, time to go.
Its 2 climates are hot and really hot. But it does have one thing going for it, the longest coastline of any country in Africa. Fishing should be a huge source of income.
Absolutely.
But you guessed it, there's a catch. Foreign companies noticed the country seemed a little preoccupied at the moment, and probably wouldn't notice
overfished
if
the
they
area?
dumped toxic waste in its waters, killing thousands of fish in the process. Those that survived are now caught illegally by foreign fishermen, who steal $300 million worth every year, leaving Somalia with only a small share of its own tuna. So, just to recap, Somalis are given little education, face a constant threat of violence, have nearly zero healthcare, and a per capita GDP of, keep scrolling, $104, or 28 cents per person per day.
Never complain about you not having money, bro. I mean, I understand that this is we get it, guys, right? But what is it? You're in the 1% on this planet if you make what, $13,000, guys, or something crazy like that. I think it's 13,000. Like if you make 13 a year, you're in a 1% on this planet. I mean, obviously, the majority of that 13 is in the United States of America, guys, right? Per capita, at least, guys. But all right.
The average ransom, on the other hand, is 2.7 million. So piracy is not exactly a tough sell.
Right.
It all begins by identifying a target. The ideal victim comes from a rich country, is traveling slowly and near the coast. Or, in the case of luxury cruise ship Star Breeze, which was attacked in 2005, all three. The next step is financing. A single attack may cost $30,000 up front, which is already a lot, but especially in Somalia. So the risk is usually spread between 3 to 5 investors who buy shares in an informal stock market. Now comes the attack. With one large mothership, anywhere between 4 and 20 pirates follow their target up to 800 miles off the coast. Once they get close, they switch to 1 or 2 small chaser boats and use rope and ladders to board the ship. Of course, the crew is trying to speed up or change directions and fight back, but they also know they're no match for the AK-47s, rocket launchers, and desperation of the pirates. The crew is gathered together and their communications destroyed, making the ship go dark. The next step depends on their business model. In areas like Southeast Asia, the goal is often stealing oil, selling it to anyone smart enough not to ask why it's so cheap. But here in Somalia, pirates rarely touch the cargo. The crew is by far the most valuable thing on board. They steer the ship to a nearby...
Yeah, that makes it a lot more dangerous then, guys. That makes it a lot more dangerous, completely. I guess if I had to choose where I would, either the Malaysian pirates, right? It looks like in the Strait of Malacca, guys, or Somali pirates. I think I would rather be captured by Malaysian pirates, guys. I'm just gonna be honest, guys. That ransom thing is crazy. Imagine you can't pay. What happens? You understand?
Port, where the most tense part of the operation...
No, bro, take that oil. I don't need it.
With only one buyer and one seller, almost none of the rules of a normal negotiation apply. Neither party has all the information, and both have great incentive to lie. The owner of the ship wants to appear poor, driving down the ransom. The pirates, meanwhile, need to seem rash enough to deliver on their threats, and yet patient enough to wait for a deal. Because the clock is ticking. As time goes on, the value of the ship and its cargo goes down, and the average ransom generally goes up. Talks, therefore, can last 3, 4, 500 days, all spoken through a translator, often with several different negotiators.
Imagine!
If the owner has kidnapping and ransom insurance, negotiations are made by a professional, who reduces the chance of death from 9% to just 2%. But companies aren't allowed to say they have insurance. In fact, many corporate travelers don't know they have K&R insurance. If they did, it would be invalidated. Because of the incentives, an agreement is almost always reached. Pirates bring the crew up to the top deck, confirming their safety. And then a helicopter flies overhead and drops a waterproof container full of cash. Finally comes a pirate's favorite job, accounting. First, investors get their guaranteed cut of at least 30%. The port, who looked the other way while they parked the ship, gets 5 to 10%. And the rest is split between the attackers, with a bonus of around $10,000 for being first to board the ship.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. If we know for a fact that all of these ports are also taking money for this, guys, we should be targeting their ports directly. Just going to go ahead and point that out, guys, right? But all right, let's get
This scenario plays out hundreds of times a year and costs shipping companies a total of $4.9 to $8.3 billion a year, including security and insurance. Even just speeding up from 13 to 18 knots costs an extra $88,000 in fuel per ship per day. And those costs are passed on to you and me. We all pay a hidden piracy tax. So what can be done? The obvious answer is fighting back. NATO's Operation Ocean Shield
Right.
greatly reduced attacks from 2009 to 16 by patrolling dangerous waters, and many shippers now hire private security companies to fill that role. But this creates a free rider problem. Other
Okay.
companies and countries benefit from that security without paying for it themselves. Likewise, everyone would be better off if no one paid ransoms, but it's always in each company's best interest
Right.
to pay them.
Because trust me, the people in the countries at home, yeah, they're gonna go crazy if you say, "Oh, I'm not gonna pay this."
All of these solutions reduce piracy.
Like, I am suing you directly. What do you mean you're not paying for my father? That type of thing, guys. What do you mean? What exactly are you referring to, sir?
But none of them solve it. For $30,000 to $75,000 per attack, there will always be someone willing to take that risk, no matter
Right.
how high it becomes. The only real solution is economic, giving pirates alternative ways to make money. Rebuilding a country like Somalia is a major undertaking, but
I'm sorry, bro, but I'm not sure that I care about thieves, guys. Yes, I understand that, what they're going through is causing them to do this because honestly, they have nothing else to look forward to other than to probably just leave. Okay? I'm sorry to say, it's time to go, guys. Please leave Somalia. By the looks of it and sounds of it, guys. This is one of the countries I refused to go to, guys. As I was traveling the world in my youth, guys, right? Somalia came up and I was just like, nah, bro, I'm good. Listen, no offense, obviously, guys. Like, it was Somalia and Eritrea. These were the two places I was just like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm not even gonna bother, guys.
But giving locals new skills and new opportunities really is the long-term solution. And that reminds me of a certain sponsor of today.
But that looks like that's it, guys. The thing about it is, guys, the way it sounds terrible. Like, the life that they're living is absolutely horrendous, guys. By the sounds of it, at least. If you can't grow your own food, guys, we have a problem. If other countries came in and they're just basically, pilfering, $300 million worth of fish every single year, and also dumping toxic waste on your shore, but that's crazy. That's wildly disrespectful. But you have to know when to leave. Okay? I'm sure there are a lot of other countries that are surrounding that very specific country that will potentially take them. It would just probably take a lot of change in, whatever they've learned, basically, guys. But all right, listen. Let me know in the comments on the next thing I should be checking out or topic, guys, and I will get into that as soon as I possibly can. All right, and listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.